In this video, we are going to complete the Rud Gear Challenges 1 and 2 and Location 3. I'm going to show you the easiest way to do these, and I'm going to use the new features that weren't available when this map and these challenges came out. If this video helps you complete your challenges, please remember to give it a like and come back and leave a comment. Let me know you were successful. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let's take a quick look at the Rud for the traits. It's a bottom lurker. We're going to use a bottom rig. Easily spooked. Don't run in the lake. For bait and lure, we're going to use pearl barley to avoid the carp that could be in the area. And make sure that you use high impact, middle of the second row, to attract the fish. To complete your Rud Gear Challenges 1 and 2 in Location 3, start in a morning server. Make sure you use high impact for bait feeding. You need to make sure you use ½ kilogram or 1.1 pound line. You need to catch a gold, which also counts as a silver for the Gear Challenge 1. And for the gear, you want to use a feeder bottom rig with size 5 gold hook. When you're doing light line challenges, it's very important to match the gear to the line that you use so that you have drag control. So in this case, I want to use a bottom fishing rig. As you see here, the smallest in the game is the foundation. The rod is the least important component. What we are worried about is the reel. So in this case, I'm going to use the smallest spinning reel there is, 2.2 pound. If there were even smaller 1 pound, I would absolutely use it because these 1 pounds are very tough. Even using double the drag, it gives you very little control. But if you go much higher than this, you really only have off and on for the drag, and that's it. We have to use the 1.1 pound fluorocarbon for the challenge. Any sinker will do. We want to use the size 5 gold hook because we need a gold fish. And we're going to use pearl barley to reduce issues with other fish, particularly carp. Now, to take advantage of the latest functionality in patch 2.1, I have equipped triple setups, as you can see here, that are identical. To take advantage of the functionality added in patch 1.7 for bait feeding, you're going to want to equip your hand with high impact. This will be for the Location 3 challenge. And if you're going to use the alter location I'm going to show for the gear challenge, you really want the heavy catapult with high impact. If you don't have the in-game currency to purchase it, you can get the RC bait boat DLC instead. For reference, here is the main outpost. We are going to use 2 locations in this video. The first one I'm going to show is in case you don't have the Location 3 available or you want to do it without the obstacles in the way. You can see I have a Jeep here. I actually will backtrack the route I took to get it. Right here is the spawn location I used for the Jeep and the trailhead. The second spot is above that, so also accessible from that location. You can see where I've put a marker. Here is the nearby point of interest. This is where the board is to pick up the Location 3 challenge. Here is the location we want to set up. It's this little section that sticks out here. You can see I've parked the Jeep right here. And all I'm going to do is grab one of my rigs. You can see the diamond marker out there. I'm going to max cast out, open the bail, and put it in a rod holder. Grab another one. This one I'll aim at the diamond marker, open the bail and put it in a rod holder. Then I'm going to grab my large catapult, put high impact bait ball out there. And a third one. or my in hand. And I'll max cast that out. So this is the alternate location. Here is the location 3 spot. When I started in Spain, didn't realize you could double these up or that a location 3 guaranteed a gold spawn. So you can certainly start here and do this. The reason I don't like this is there are a lot of obstacles in the way that make this fight very difficult. You can snap off on that 1 pound line. If we do it over here, or if you've already done this, we don't have anything in the way, as you can see. We just have to be careful, and then we can go catch the gold at the location 3 with strong line and just pull it in without risk of snapping the line. So all we do is wait for a bite. Anytime you're using a gold hook strategy, it could take a bit of time. The extra rod holders help increase our chances and decrease our weight, but if you don't have the money in game to buy 3 rigs, that's fine. Just use one. Do the exact same thing. Not a concern. With this being a 1 pound line gold strategy, we're hoping we just get the gold. It is possible to get the diamond. That will just make for a much tougher fight. This is the exact same strategy that I use for that. So if you need your diamond when you're done with this, switch to stronger line, do the exact same thing. You will get your diamond. And there is a bite on the right rod holder. So I'm going to close this. I have 30 seconds to pick it up. You see it's full circle gold. And I just need to manage my drag here. That is the important part of this fight. In and out of the hot red without snapping off. We're going to try and tire it out. Don't stay in the hot red too long or you will snap off. And again, the hope is that we get a small gold so this isn't too tough. And even for me, these 1 pounders are tricky, even though I've done them many times. Just don't stay up in that hot red too long. But we have to go up in there to tire the fish out or it will spool us, which means run out of line that the reel has available. You don't need to use the rod to fight it. You can just use the drag. Just be careful you don't stay up in there too long. And you don't have a lot of drag control on these light line fights. Unfortunately, the 1 pounders are the worst ones in the game. The other ones aren't too awful. I really don't enjoy the 1 pounders. Just because you don't have any drag control. It's almost off and on. But we just have to outweight the fish. And we'll win once we do that. You only have a couple of seconds before it will snap in that hot red, so be careful. Once we can get them turned, then it becomes a little less stressful. Now we're gaining a little bit. He's going to run again, but you feel a little better when you're a little closer. Just watch that hot red. There's no race on these, no extra points for how fast you do it. Every time you go up in the hot red, you tire him out a little bit more, and eventually he'll get tired and come to you. Just have to be patient and not get too carried away. Ooh, that was a little longer than I wanted to be. Once again, I'm pushing it a little more than I should. If there were a 1-pound drag reel, these would be a lot easier than they are. But the best we can do is the 2-pound. Oh, he made it to the 140s. Slowly making progress. And we're getting some breathing room now. He will definitely take off again. Pretty much guarantee it. So don't get anxious and try and force him in after all this time already. Just follow the same process. Up in the hot red and out before it snaps. You made it under 100. No matter how close he gets, don't get fooled by that hot red. You do not want to snap this close after all this work. There you go. Nice gold rudd. He's actually kind of ugly and almost looks like a Crucian carp. Should be a little shinier, but he's still going to count for us. There you go. Mission completed. I got both the Gear Challenge 1 and Gear Challenge 2 at the same time. Now I am over at the location 3 area. You can see once again, just below this point of interest, in between these 2 little lakes, far to the east of the main outpost, you see the challenge right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. I'm sure we can mark it just so we can watch it. You see where the marker is out there. You don't have to be exactly on that spot on the dock. And if you look carefully, you can see the downside to this area, why I don't like doing the light line in this area. Look at all of these things that can snap you off. This is spot right here is especially horrible, because you'd have to manage to get that fish right through that tiny little channel while you have that post, that big rock, and that post, all to cause you major problems. So if you look around this area, there's a few places you can use. You could stand on that little rock right there. That's not a bad option. But now we're going to use any line. This is also, I think, probably the best place to use is right here, especially if you're going to try and do all three challenges at this spot. You're still going to be scared about the fish going to the right here, snapping you off of the dock of those posts. That's the downside. So I did switch to a float that's pretty strong in this case, but the key here is size 5 hook with pearl barley again, and we are going to chum with the hand and high impact. And we know that goal to be here because the location challenge 3 is here. Now, once again, if you want to do your light line fight here, you go right ahead. You're going to, I think, struggle with all the obstacles, but all three can be done at once. It is possible. I have done it here. I just find it easier to do it in the other location. And of course, if you already did the location 3 challenge without the light line, then you really need to do it over there. Now that gold should spawn in because of the location 3, be attracted to that bait ball, and come over and bite that. It's shallow here. You can certainly use a bottom rig if you want. The float should work just fine. Just have to give it time. That almost looks like a fish right there above the circle indicator. But that should be close enough to be attracted to the bait ball. It may just be water ripples. We just have to find where that gold is. Worst case, with the strong line, I'll try the other side of the dock. It's not going to be a problem, because we'll be able to control the fish instead of it taking us right into the posts or all these obstacles. But we'll give it time before we go try a different area in this little pond. Typically, it will spawn right there. Worst case, you can exit out and restart the game in another morning server. But I will humor the game. I'll go try it. And again, do not use this spot unless you are using strong gear. But I'll see if that fish is over here. Actually, you know what? I think I will even run around. I don't even want to do it with the strong gear. Just showing you what not to do if I do that. So let's try it from over here. Let's try a forward only cast and see where that puts us. Right at it. Let's see if that fish is there. I'll bring it over a little bit. And there it is. Very unusual. They didn't go to the bait ball on the other side, but That's okay. We will just pull it right in with strong gear. That one's a little prettier than the other one. Looks more like a rudd instead of a crucian carp. But they both count the same. We'll let that go back. And that completes the location 3. Here's the plus 15 reputation. Please click on the logo bottom left to subscribe to my channel. Check out my other content and don't forget to hit the like button on the video.